AWS reInvent. I'm Cassidy Quinn with GeekWire Studios. Now here with Lisa Aguilar, VP of Field CTOs and Product Marketing at DataRobot. How's your reInvent going so far?
It's been really good. We've had a lot of really great conversations with both our customers as well as people who are looking for solutions to help them on their generative AI journey. And yeah, it's been really insightful. I mean, AWS reInvent keynote has been really good, so it's just been good for us overall.
So speaking of your customers, the DataRobot AI platform combines both generative AI and predictive AI capabilities. So how does combining both of those benefit your customers?
Yes. So there's a unique thing. You can use generative AI to do things that we conceptually understand that ChatGPT gives us. It's very kind of search or semantic oriented. You can ask it a question and it's going to give you a response. Now, when you add predictive to that, that's where it takes it to a very different level. So for an example, you can ask, what's the probability that my top customer is maybe not going to renew a subscription if I had a subscription-based kind of company? That's predictive. And be able to surface up why they may not renew, and then using generative and using predictive to give the feature effects and the impacts and the insights as to why the probability of your customer may not renew their subscription with you is what makes that much more powerful. Now you can take that and actually action against it. Whereas if you were just asked, what is my customers are going to churn, that's great. You have insights into what is going to happen, but you're not understanding why. How do you keep them? What do I need to do to make sure that I'm appealing to them or that I need to offer them something different? And that's where predictive can help add some of those layered insights to give you that. Another example would be with our financial institutions. We have a lot of them that we work with. They're very much interested in understanding what's the probability that an M&A acquisition is going to happen. Why is it going to happen? That's a predictive answer being surfaced up in a generative type of search chat-like response. So that's where you get the combination of it. Just having a search-based answer of what are all the companies that are available for purchase doesn't tell you and give you that signal of what you can do to affect and impact the change in your company.
Yeah, so I know DataRobot is using these different types of AI to really solve real-world business problems for your customers. You've mentioned some of the industries, but where are you seeing, what are the solutions and how do you help solve them?
Absolutely. So it's been very interesting. We literally just launched our generative AI offering in June, and since that, we have seen over 6 different industries of our customer base actually adopted. So the biggest ones are financial services institutions, manufacturing, media and entertainment, healthcare actually as well. Retail is the other big one. And they're applying it to a lot of different use cases. One of our retail customers has over 40 different generative AI use cases they're tackling alone. Everything from helping them optimize how they look at their ordering to doing things like content creation of how do I create a radio-sponsored ad for this demographic profile based on what we're seeing that they tend to like in that area. So we've seen a lot of different use cases there from our financial services institutions. A lot of them are really looking at how do I look at the portfolio of companies that I have? How do I make better investment decisions? And we have even our retail customers that are looking at how do I better engage with my customers, like I told you before, how do I get them to come back in? What are my top performing customers? What are the offers that are going to be much more appealing to them? So yes, we have a wide range of use cases that we've been working on with our customers.
Yeah, and what you're doing in healthcare, also really fascinating.
Yes, so we have a lot of customers in healthcare. Baptist Southwest Florida is one of our first generative AI customers. They went in, they really had a distinct set of view of what they wanted to do. They wanted to make sure that they were focusing on providing real outcomes for their patients, not looking at infrastructure, not looking at managing technology, but how do they use technology to drive real actions for their audience. And one of the things that they did was they used generative AI to do recipe generation. So there are certain nutritional requirements plus ingredients that they have, and then how do they combine those things to create the right kind of recipes? Or how do you summarize a cardiology report for another doctor or specialist and give them all the insights that they need that are the priority of information so they can actually get that and provide better personalized care information.
Wow, amazing. So how should companies go about leveraging these different types of AI to get as much value as they can?
So it's a really great question there. Generative AI is very different than predictive AI. So predictive AI, in terms of actually being able to turn that into a solution, was very much a time and labor resource kind of an issue. But generative AI comes with additional costs. LLMs are API calls for a lot of them. It's a couple of cents, and those can add up quite quickly. In fact, while I was here, one of the big concerns that I've been hearing from a lot of people who are really getting on their generative AI journey is it's quite expensive. If I'm building a really good generative AI solution, people are going to want to use it, and that cost is going to add up. So generative AI, you have to really look at the value that you're going to get to your business. And there's 3 different ways that you can look at it. How are you going to improve operations? How are you going to improve the efficiencies of your employee? How can you generate net new ideas that are going to actually achieve revenue? If you start to divide it up by those 3 kind of areas, you'll start to get a good baseline for where you should be targeting your generative AI efforts.
What is DataRobot's broader goal when it comes to Gen AI?
The biggest thing is we're not looking at the ingredients or the components. There are a tremendous amount of ingredients and components. So example, the LLMs and vector databases, and they're going to be coming out with more and more of them. The biggest problem that we've heard from our customers, that I even hear in here today, is how do I bring those things together in an enterprise-grade fashion, build that enterprise-grade pipeline so nothing's going to break. Once I put those in production, how do I trust in the answers that my users are going to get? Because generative AI can hallucinate, they can give false answers. You can have bad actors that are going to try and convince the generative AI to give up information that it shouldn't be giving up, and that is the biggest gap. So that's where DataRobot is really focusing in on. How do we help CIOs, data leaders feel confident that their generative AI applications are going to be performant, they're going to be secure, and they're going to be effective and provide that ROI that they really need to provide to their organization.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing all of this with us about DataRobot, and thank you for watching us here at GeekWire Studios.